Well, it's finally starting to happen. If you came here to find out more about what's going on in the Metro Detroit market and Detroit real estate market, I'll be breaking that down over the next few minutes to give you more of an insight of what's taking place in the market right now. What's going on? I'm Ed Butler. If you're new to the channel, I make videos about living, working, sleeping, eating, and playing in Detroit. And if you're looking for all that type of content, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe button down below. I'll be making videos just like this one almost weekly to keep you informed on what's going on in Detroit if you want to move here or looking to buy or sell while you're here. And with that, let's hop into the video. So here in Detroit, unlike a lot of the markets around the country, we have basically two different markets, right? So we have the Detroit real estate market, then we have the Metro Detroit real estate market. And I'll be giving you an update on what's going on with both of them because the shift is affecting each one of them differently. Starting off, let's hop into Detroit because the shift is going to affect Detroit a little bit less than it will the Metro Detroit area. Essentially what caused all the craziness that you've been hearing about on the news and everything that's going on and making, bidding wars on 20 offers on every house and all that craziness was at the core inventory levels, basic supply and demand. So inventory levels are low, buyer demand is high, creates price increase. In Detroit, that's something we actually have a lot of is inventory. So there's not a extremely high shortage of homes in Detroit. So if you're looking in the Metro Detroit market or whatnot, most of the houses that you're gonna find on MLS are gonna be in Detroit compared to the other cities that surrounding it. Therefore, it wasn't as high of a competition for the houses in Detroit as there was in our Metro Detroit counterparts. But don't get me wrong, the nicest, well-priced houses out there all have bidding wars in Detroit as well. So all your brand new flips, HGT level remodels, those all had bidding wars and they still do. What's gonna change on these is that the ones that aren't priced correctly, the ones that aren't as nice and don't have the most exposure are definitely gonna take a little bit of a back seat and you're gonna see a little bit less offers on that same house as you would have saw just 6 months ago. Now in Metro Detroit, it's gonna be a little bit of a more stark change, right? Pretty much any house that any old agent listed on the MLS, if it was done at least almost correctly, it was going to end up selling, depending on what price point, but it was going to end up selling. Now, as the market is starting to take a little bit of a shift, kind of early on, because we're almost in the middle of the summer selling season, which is normally one of our highest peaks, it's starting to slow down just a little bit. You're starting to see from 20 offers on a house down to maybe 5 to 10. So that's something to be very cognizant of if you're in that market because your competition is kind of lessened because of rising interest rates. Now, instead of just some random agent throwing a house on the MLS, if it's not done right the first time, you're gonna start to see those days on market add up a little bit. And the competition for that very same home is gonna be a little bit less. So if you've been waiting on the sideline, thinking for the right time to jump back in the market, the time may be now. From my own personal experience, I had a few buyers that said, hey, I'm getting buyer fatigue out here. All these offers we're putting in, I'm going over ask, I'm putting in appraisal guarantees, I'm still not getting them accepted. Those people are starting to reach back out to those people and say, hey, now might be the time to start looking again because there's not been a complete shift, but the shift is starting. If you still want to get those higher quality homes, the time may be now because sellers with those higher quality homes are putting them on the market still. Now, if you wait maybe another 6 months or so, the market could look a little bit different, but those people with those nicer finished houses, they might not be putting their home on the market at that point. But that's all speculation on my part. So what caused this shift? I alluded to it a little bit before, and that's the rising interest rates. I mean, interest rates have risen about almost 3 points since a couple months ago. Just a couple months ago, you could have bought a house with a 3% interest rate. Now that same homeowner is gonna be right around like 5.5%, depending on your credit score, and then sometimes into 6s, depending on our more challenged credit buyers. And what that does to your monthly mortgage payment is it makes it go up, up, up. So instead of shopping into that $300,000 range, those same people are having to pay probably $200,000 for that same monthly payment. And that's just the luck of the draw. And the reason I also say that probably the time now to jump back in is because interest rates are still predicted to rise later on in this year. So this might be the right time to jump in and get, your higher houses, higher end houses at, 400,000 or 500,000 before interest rates maybe creep up to the 6-7% range, even for, you 700, 800 credit score people. Now, my prediction going forward is that no, there's not going to be a major crash or anything like that. I think that housing prices are going to just stabilize. The growth that we saw over the last couple of years that has been astronomical, going to slow down a little bit. Instead of seeing those 15, 20% year-over-year price increases, we're going to start to see, maybe the traditional 1 to 2%, or maybe even stay flat, depending on what happens in the market. If you're waiting on the side, waiting for a major crash to houses to drop $100,000 in value, sorry to tell you that stay is probably not going to happen. But don't worry, you still gonna hop in with a little bit less competition as the time goes on, and that's what I'm probably going to be seeing throughout the rest of the year. Especially as already here in Detroit, you can definitely get a house with a little bit less competition in Detroit right now, in a beautiful neighborhood, beautiful area, but in Metro Detroit, if you're waiting on it, it's going to be a little bit of a luck of the draw. That's all I got for you today. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on in the world of real estate here in Detroit and Metro Detroit. If you're looking for more information just like this, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos I put out. I'll begin putting these videos out weekly on different topics on highlighting great neighborhoods in Detroit, local news, etc., and the list is going to go on. And if you're looking for a realtor in the Detroit market, go ahead and reach out to me. All my information is down below. I love to have your back on your home buying or selling journey. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one.